Hey everybody, I'm Ilushia. Today we're playing Marathon 2 and it's going to be awesome. We have reached the final level of Marathon 2. All roads lead to Saul. As expected, as you might expect, this level is really hard. I'm going to probably fail quite a lot at it, especially the end of it. The end of it is pretty monstrous, so be prepared for a ride. Let me start by recharging my shields and saving. 124 saves. As you notice, new ammo just warped in, despite me having picked up some of it. It's not infinite, I believe, but if you need ammo, there's a place to find it. Okay. I have to admit, I am actually not looking forward to this very much. This level is hard. I have actually finished all the games in this series when I was a kid, but they are still really hard, and I'm playing on much higher difficulty now than I was then. So use that missile launcher that they gave me so much ammo for at the start of this, because okay, that's only a one times. Oh crud! That's a juggernaut. That's bad. Plasma pistol. Fusion pistol, rather. E. All right, that was the. The missiles do track you, so you want to get behind walls or the like whenever it shoots at you with those. Killing these guys is still as nightmare hard as it was in the first game. Arguably harder than it was in the first game in some ways. Run away! I'm pretty sure I'm far enough away that I won't take any damage from that, but I'm still going to keep running, because I'm going to go back and recharge my health. Because, yeah, you may want to recharge your health and save between every single room, because it's that kind of level, and that would be the Juggernaut blowing up. Also, you have basically unlimited ammo in this level, because the ammo just keeps regenerating. So don't be afraid to waste ammo, spend it on whatever you need, you will get more. So just be aware that you can pretty much just spend ammo as you want. Well, at least for the plasma gun and the fusion gun, the missile launcher, and the grenade launcher. I'm not sure you get unlimited amounts of any of the other weapons. That's only a 1 times health recharger, which is not really worth it, because, you know, I've got 2 times health, and there's a 2 times health recharger I can go and use. Alright, this looks like pistol ammo, which is presumably also unlimited. And that switch should raise the bridge here. Unfortunately, there is a juggernaut in this room. I'm just going to keep pelting at him with that fusion pistol. Fusion pistols do a bunch more damage against juggernauts, like it does with the hunters. It has the same kind of damage boost as it does against hunters. So the fusion pistol is one of my favorite weapons to use against them. Missile launcher still, I believe, does more damage than the fusion pistol does, but the fusion pistol has really good fire rate. So, and I'm going to run back and heal again, because you'll notice if you pay close attention, I actually lost over an entire health bar of damage just fighting that one juggernaut, and that's pretty much like expected. Which is going to make the end of this in massive pain. $126. We're going to generate like 10 more saves on this level. I almost guarantee you that. Because this is ridiculous. And let's cross this bridge that we raised. And probably get jumped by more aliens over here. Really? No aliens? Nobody gonna come attack me? Nope, looks like they aren't. Oh crud. Ow. And there's a super hunter in there. Who doesn't actually shoot from his shoulder. That's interesting. The other ones have the origin point of their bolts actually be the shoulder. His is coming from the middle of his chest, which is, I suspect, a little bit of an error. It's probably because he's so much bigger. They probably duplicated his physics design, but they used a model that was much bigger than normal. So, as a result, it's a little bit off. Ah. I knew there was no way there could be a room without a enemy in it like that. Not on this. This is the final level. I'm just going to empty an entire plasma clip, a fusion clip into him in his back, apparently. Yay! Eventually it'll hit the ground. It's very deep in lava pools. There we go. Okay, there's a save point over here. Let's save our game again and keep going. I'm not going to bother backtracking all the way because I still have decent amounts of health. If it was below one full health meter, one full shield level, I would actually go back and recharge, but... Anybody else? There's shotgun ammo over there. There's an unopenable door. There's probably going to be another juggernaut in this room. Yep. Entertainingly, if juggernauts get too close to you, they actually can't attack you. Because there's a blind spot between the two guns on their front, and they don't fire, and their missiles are too high up. So if you stand in just the right place, distance-wise from them, you get close enough to them, they actually cannot shoot you. Which might be worth remembering when you're fighting them in certain cases. Alright, it's dead. Save again. Keep moving. So there is, there's a secret on this level. It doesn't sound like I'm enthusiastic, it's because I'm not. You can't actually get the secret on this level on the same try that you finish the level. And it's a little bit of a nightmare. I'll be honest with you. But it's the Bungie credit terminal thing. Like I showed off in the first game, so I feel like I should show it off, which means it's going to be kind of a pain. Across the lava there. Oh, 4 shotguns in the hallway. I wonder if they're trying to tell me something. Like that I should be using shotguns here. There's a 2x health recharger, and I believe a save point out here. Grab all the shotgun ammo I can carry. And that opens that thing. And you'll notice there's more shotgun ammo out here all of a sudden. Like I said, the ammo in this level does actually regenerate, so if you give it a little time, it'll come back. Alright. Well, let's make our way back. That is the place we've already been. Okay. Just checking, make sure. Let me go back and save. Thankfully, you can make it across that gap with fairly low amounts of damage. Like, there's a gap there that you can make it very, very easily across. You might be able to do it in another way that takes even less damage, but I don't know how, so... Alright. Who's next? Who's next? Oh, great. Okay, so... Alright, so, yeah. 2 of these open that door over there. One of these raises lava levels, and one of these disables the save and healing term by the intro the start of the level. These are essential to getting the secret in this level. If you want to get the secret, you have to do the right things. I'm not going for the secret on my first try. So... Oh crud, I think I hit the wrong one. Yeah, I did, okay. I'm actually going to restart to go ahead and cancel out and reload my save because I don't want to hit the wrong one because it will disable that 2x health recharge and save point at the start of the level. And doing that will be a massive pain, so I'll be right back. Okay, so you want to shoot the one that's directly across from the door that you enter the room from. You want to shoot the one that's on the wall to the left of the door that opens. From here, you want to get pretty much as far into this room as you possibly can, turn around and shoot the one that was on the far side of that, and that will move the lava levels. And then we have now reversed the lava levels. So the left-hand side of the level is full of lava and the right-hand side isn't, and these terminals still work. If you hit the switch that I didn't hit in that room, these terminals will disable. The healing station there and the save terminal here will disable, so you will not be able to recharge your health and recharge your health here and save when you get here. So it's really worthwhile to do that properly, because you will probably want to be able to do that. Now let's carry on making a mess out of this level. Sorry for the lack of commentary. This is really stressful at this point in the game. It's really, really stressful by now. Just because you run into so many really tough enemies, and they're everywhere, and you will take so much damage, and you gotta worry about what you're doing, and it's just, ugh. This is actual try-hard mode. Hey, there's a 3x health recharger here. Okay, so this is... Oh, there's a couple of juggernauts over there. Pull out my fusion pistol. Hey, I actually called it the right thing this time around. There is thankfully a very convenient wall here. For me to hide behind from these missiles. Sorry, these warpedos, according to their blueprints we saw in the last level. Also, this is not very exciting in terms of, like, things to talk about. I'm basically doing the same thing I've done to multiples of these before. That is, standing around and shooting at them with a fusion pistol until they die. Also, there is a ×3 health recharger right here, so it's not like you're in serious danger of dying to these two, but it's still a pain. Doo-doo-doo, I've gone through 5 clips of ammo. There's one down. Back off a bit. If you can hear the beeping, you'll probably take damage, so... Waiting for it to hit the ground. There we go. So the secret in this level is kind of interesting because there's a switch you have, the thing you have to do for it, which for a very long time nobody could figure out what it did, like what it was actually linked to, as I recall, which was kind of interesting. I believe that people only figured out what it did when they released the third game in the series, interestingly, because the third game in the series launched with, this is going to suck, the editing tools that made it possible to edit and create your own levels and visuals and sounds and so on for the game. They launched the set of editing tools that they had used to create the game, the second and third games, with the third game in the series, which was... Alright, I believe that this will take us to the final level, the final section of the level. Let's see how good I am. Yes, there's a lot of enemies in this room. No, I'm not fighting them right now. I'm hoping that they will fight one another, because that oftentimes happens. I may actually fail this. In fact, knowing me, I probably will fail this. Alright, fusion pistol time. Yes! Holy crap, I did it on the first try! Yes! I actually can't believe I did that on the first try. I'm genuinely shocked. Okay, I'm going to put a shortcut here so that I can go and find the secret and show it to you, and then we'll be back to see the end of the game. So I'll be right back. Okay, so our journey begins here, in this little room with the door in it that's next to the room with the save terminal, before we reach the room with the 3 destroyable circuits. Off to the side of this room, the switch under the lava. You have to hit it before you go and break the circuits, because when you break the circuits, that switch does not work anymore, and you have to have hit it beforehand in order to get the final secret in the game. I'm going to backtrack and recharge my health because I have to do a little bit more lava swimming later on, and I don't really want to die and have to do this all over again, so you'll have to bear with me briefly as I run all the way back through the level. It'll be fun. Whee! If I don't sound enthusiastic, it's because this part of the game, this secret is hard. Really, really hard. But at least we can pick up some ammo on our way. Sorry if I sound stuffed up. I don't know what is wrong with my nose today. So let me recharge, and I'm going to save again before we go back, because this will be interesting. But it is really important that you hit that switch first, because when you do the thing that we're going to do next, that switch no longer functions, so you can't get it if you do it in the wrong order. Sorry, I kind of dread this secret because it involves a lot of effort, and it's probably one of the most difficult secrets to deal with in the game. So yeah, which is appropriate. It is the last level of the game, so you would kind of expect that it would be the hardest secret to get. Let me save my game. 132. Okay, so that switch has been hit. I hope that it stays hit. I think it does, because there's no way you could finish this if it didn't.
So we come in here to this room with 4 circuits on it. We need to hit this circuit, the one that we did not shoot last time, that disables the 2 at the beginning of the level. That disables the healing terminal and the save terminal at the beginning of the level. The one I just backtracked to get 2 times health can no longer be used. But it opens this door and results in some 4 warping in. So we continue our path. If we look at our map, we should be able to see that there is in fact a passage down there. So we need to go forward, drop down into the lava, pass through this, and then swim up before we die from lava exposure. This takes us to a small corridor with a 3 times health recharger and a weird patch on the ground, and a switch. The switch opens a window, which lets us see back into the room we were just in. Oh, and glitches things out a little bit in this corner. We will want to hit the 3 times health recharger. Seriously, do it. It's a really good idea. Now, if we stand on this little funny colored thing, it teleports us. You have to move immediately, because the place where you teleport in is also what teleports you out. And be prepared for a lot of bad things. As you can tell, this is... You don't have to worry about falling off this. These are actually walls. Due to the way that Marathon does its textures, the outside that we see here is actually a texture that textures onto clear walls properly. So we now have a terminal floating in space and 3 times health recharger, and we have dispatched everyone. Alright, terminal floating in space, what do you have to say? From Bungie! Nuts to this, screamed Robert, his normally hyper-good Samaritan HDS surface personality dissolving into a pool of dull red hatred surmounted by a white-hot ball of rage. My faith in you has finally killed me. And it was true. At that very moment, his heart stopped beating and his brain, throbbing with anger and disgust, took over. He vomited all over the wholesomeness he could fit through his mouth. All of the wholesomeness he could fit through his mouth in one 15-second cataclysmic eruption, leaving naught but revulsion and despair behind. Though possessing a powerful build, being constructed mainly of horse flesh and Pidgeron, his bones seemed weak in comparison to his newfound desire to kill. And kill he would. Scores of dead would pile up beneath his feet, and he would say, "It was the case of post-mortem self-defense." I would like to thank my family and friends for all the support they have given me. I'd also like to thank all my coworkers at Bungie, and then some characters, which I don't recognize most of, for making this as the coolest company to play at. If you enjoy what you do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life. Mark. Ouch! Anyway, there were a number of people who I would like to thank, but they know who they are. If you're not sure, then you aren't. But all this stuff is boring. What I really want to say is nothing. But I can't do that, can I? Even a blank page would say something. Damn. Perhaps something slightly irrelevant will serve as well as nothing. So here goes. The Earth is the only planet in the solar system known to have large quantities of free water. Basic steps in astronomy. Bidding rules. I can't wait to kick all of your butts at Macworld. Greg K, Toolinator, VidBoy, VidMaster, Tool, Head Tool. Gee, I still didn't have to make a level. Here's to Cooperative Netplay, Terminals, and Vulcan 2. Thanks to all those folks that put up with me while I was working on this. Especially Nicole for understanding the long hours and summers in Chicago. Now I just have to graduate in December. Thanks to the gang, Jake, John, Pagan, Adam, and Mike, for keeping me sane. And of course, thanks to my parents for understanding when their son goes off into Code Mines of Moria for months while working on Marathon and Marathon Tool. 2. We roll, Ryan. A wise Nar once said, "A nebulon under the foot is worth 2 behind a plasma cannon." But the Nar are still waiting for their mythical savior with green pea to fly their coal-powered interstellar battle wagons to glory against the nebulons. Those are nebulons under Tafir's feet, by the way. Nobody seems to like nebulons. If I ever texture map another axis-aligned polygon, it'll be too soon. I'm really sorry for being Blake, and I hope all roads lead to Sol atones for the grievous sin of colony ship for sale. The Nar, who speak entirely in metaphor, call Chicago the limitless unforgiving sky, the prison which will forever watch over our graves in the winter. Too bad it's winter. Jason, Sunday, November 5th, 1995.
Some people don't realize that I provided not only the voices for the Bobs, but also modeled for the artists as they were working on the assimilated ones. Like them, I have 2 toes, red eyes, snaggle teeth, and no genitals. I was a little shy about it at first. You can imagine the jokes. But it's all a part of Bungie's spirit of going all out to satisfy the customer. So next time you're at a convention with us, instead of asking me to do Bob's flaming death scream for the umpteenth time, ask to see my eyes. Well, I'll have a good laugh. Doug. Peace, found as a solitary runner on a straight, long path. Living the pain, not waiting for it to pass. Living the pain, feeling it, accepting it, using it. Control over self-thought action. Doing the right thing. Speaking the truth. Accepting no limitations. Peace with family found as an individual. No longer dependent on environment for identity. Giving as much as taking. Clear ambitions. Love and purpose balanced. Alex. And that's the terminal for that's the Marathon 2, what do you call it? Brain. Credits terminal. The one written by the Marathon 2 creators as a notice to the people who have played the game about who they were and what their thoughts on the game were, or creating the game at least. Now there is a way out of this room, I believe, if we stand on one of these, I think. Wherever we teleported in from. There we go. Unfortunately, it drops us in the bottom of a lava pool. Because this is the final room of the game, which we have not actually drained yet, due to what you have to do to get to that secret terminal. Which means you're basically guaranteed to die if you get the secret in this level. So, now that I've shown you how to get it, in all of the pains and efforts that it takes, which has actually turned out to be not so bad, thankfully, I will return you to your regularly scheduled ending of Marathon 2. And we're back. And now I get to read the final terminal. I'm not sure what these switches do. I think the switches probably raise platforms of some variety, but we're going to read this. I think they're actually supposed to raise this platform, but I think this platform just raises after a while. Durandal. The 4 invasion of Sol has been recalled, and for now Earth is safe, but man's respite from war means another cataclysmic battle for the slave. The slavers have not suffered a defeat like the one we handed them today since the Knock, the last extant client race of the Yarrow, rebelled 6,000 years ago. The 4 have a weapon they save for slave revolts, a weapon which even they hesitate to use in the ordinary conduct of war. In the language of the Yarrow who conceived and built the device, it was called the Trizeme. A fair English translation would be early nova. There is not a single Knock alive today, and if you look for their stars, you will only find ever-expanding clouds of superheated gas and dust light years in diameter. The evacuation of Lo-Owen has already begun. In a matter of hours, this planet will be a thin shell of plasma riding the shockwave of its exploding star. You can stay behind and work on your tan if you'd like, but I'm leaving. I have rechristened the Kafaiva the Rosinante. Of course, this foot wanted to name it Kalia Nara. Vengeance of Kalia. Whatever. There is much to do in the next few months, and our first stop will be another ruined world, this time far from the galactic core. There is a rogue star that has been passing through our galaxy for nearly a millennia. We will meet it in one of the great voids between the spiral arms. And we reached the end of the game. It was 10,000 years before fate brought Durandal once again into contact with man. The 4 were but a dim memory then, known only to a few historians and students of Earth's second colonial period. This had nearly forgotten them as well, and no man had seen a living specimen of their race since the sacking of the 4 system by the combined fleets of Earth and the Skur in 2881 AD. When Durandal returned to Sol, it was not in the captured Kafaiva, but a Yarrow dreadnought he called Manus Celer Day. What he learned of the Yarrow he told no one, saying only that he had stopped by to assure that Earth did not forget him. Nor would it soon, the way he tied the guard in knots around Pluto before falling directly into low Earth orbit. While Tau Ceti being nuked down to bedrock in 2794, 4 scientists disassembled and removed the AI Leela from the Marathon, loading her aboard a vessel bound for the 4 homeworld.
but the ship fell into the hands of a Nar privateer between jumps at Beta Naxos and was never seen by the Four again. Thinking the cargo little more than scrap, the Nar captain sold the Four ship, Leela and all, to a Vaile merchant. The subsequent crash of the Vaile FTL network when Leela was reassembled and reactivated is still legendary in the annals of rampancy, and the Vaile have long since accepted that they will never expunge her from their 15-world network. Despite having lost Leela, the Four learned much from Tycho during the 17 years before he was destroyed by Durandal in the La'oan system. All late Model 4 personality constructs were based on a 64 billion exobyte image of Tycho's core, taken during the years he was on the Four homeworld between 2795 and 2801 AD. Though never as intelligent or useful as one of the Marathon's original 3 AIs, these machines helped the Four delay their inevitable defeat for over 50 years. Many of these crippled clones of Tycho still exist today on 4 colony worlds. Robert Blake and his men escaped the destruction of La'oan in the captured 4 refueling ship Hafarl and returned to Earth. None of them ever questioned who had killed the crew before they boarded the vessel. They were the only human survivors of the original Tau Ceti colony. You remember that we teleported aboard, I believe, the Hafarl during our mission by Thoth, apparently. So he sent us there to give the humans a way off of La'oan. And that is the end of Marathon 2. We will be visiting Marathon Infinity soon, and not immediately. There's another game I want to do between this one and the next, and, well, you guys will have to be patient to see it. It'll probably be at least a week or two before I start it. I'm sorry for all the delays in finishing this one. There were some issues with getting recordings done, there were some time problems, there were some motivation issues, but I've generally enjoyed doing this so far, so I'll probably continue doing it into the future. I'll see you guys next time when we continue our exploration of the games that I love the most.